And I'm working through organizing 30 years of audio, video, an undergraduate degree, two master's degrees, PhD, and miscellaneous other professional content into a usable system. This involves files from iCloud, OneDrive, and Google Drive, as well as external hard drives. I'm beginning with Google Takeout. What you see here is the basic file organizing system that I've set up in my Windows C drive. I've created a temp, and here we have Google Takeout, and we have sorted. Those are the headings that we need to think about most. Inside this, we have all audio, all docs, all images, all miscellaneous, all video. I am going through this process with ChatGPT because I've tried organizing with humans, and inevitably, what I find is that once they reach the point of frustration with not knowing how to work with my neurodivergencies, they become abusive, gaslighting, and the process doesn't go any further. In the one instance where that didn't happen, it was with my ClearLinks disability assist worker, and there were a lot of technical issues of files being in so many places. So now I've taken it upon myself after watching this Jay Shetty video on how AI can transform your life. I began thinking, well, what can I do to transform frustrations that I have that get in the way of all of the other things that I need and want to do that will make my life better? And one of those is organizing my material. At the moment, I'm working with my wonderful son on producing a database and archive of my work and of my primary projects. I often have trouble finding files. So this is my workaround, and I'm just going to share my screen, show you the conversations I have with ChatGPT, and get going. These videos will be quite long. This first one's not going to be very long because I just want to test out something that came out of the last couple of days of working on this from the trials and tribulations and informative failures. So I'm going to hide the floating meeting controls, close the superfluous window. And in the previous little 4-minute video, I showed you how to go about selecting what you need from Google Drive, which I have here. So then you click on Manage Google Takeout Request, and here you have the bulk of it. So I've organized these into 155 gigabytes into 16 downloads. So I'm going to download these. Google Takeout, raw zips. This is important when problems happen. And name this one. These are 10 gigabyte downloads, so they might take a while. I'm using the LAN cable to make sure I've got good internet connectivity and name this too. I'm going to go for all 16 so that tomorrow when I get up, I can just keep going. One of the things that you find that can be really frustrating with is that um, I have started downloading part two already, but it's not showing that. So it can get really confusing, especially if you do the 2 GB downloads, which I think most people will do, but for me, that's just not necessary. Um, when I did the 2 GB downloads, I had 76 files representing my 155 gigabytes of files inside my Google Drive and Google Photos. If you allow Google and your computer to name these for you, it's going to get confusing. And you're not going to be able to go back here and say, okay, which one am I on? Because you might have downloaded 5 of these and it's still only showing download again for part one. So you don't have any kind of confirmation. Therefore, I opt for naming these part one, part two, part three, part four. So you can always easily see what you've got. And just to check in on that, let's go to Google Takeout, raw zips, and we have 2 unconfirmed. So we know that we are downloading 2, even though we only can see 1 here. If I refresh, does that change? It does, but I don't know why. After this one, let's refresh and see if an immediate refresh changes that for us. So now let's refresh immediately. Yeah, looks like an immediate refresh does that. So you do have the option of just refreshing the page to make sure you know what's going on. Number 4 is now in process. Number 5. Let's refresh this page. So we're at part 6 now. Refresh the page. I think I'm on 15, but my mind wandered for a second to the idea of looking at this as a way of learning how to comfortably give a tutorial that makes sense to me. Often I watch tutorials and um, I'm constantly pausing and repeating because when I'm doing something like this, part 15, it's not giving me enough time to do what I need to do, and I find it frustrating. I'm sure that this is probably giving some people too much time and other people's not. I also have no illusions about the zero watchers involved in this. Um, but I'm getting a lot out of it. And it gives me some accountability to myself and a discipline, although my life is full of discipline. Um, so now we have 16 downloads going. Here it says 9 plus. Wow. 5 hours left. Jeez, that's heavy. Let's see if anything's finished. I mean, they're 10 gigabytes, so no, nothing's finished. Let's refresh this to see if anything has changed. Find it deeply frustrating that it doesn't show you the name as long as it's in this unconfirmed download state. But yeah, that's the basic first step. And let's review what Chat and I have decided. So this was how we ended the old process. I was frustrated with the look-arounds and works around. My disk space was filling up. And from cleaning up everything from the first attempt at this work with ChatGPT for file structure and file organizing, I cleared up 158 gigabytes because that's how far I had gotten with Google Drive, extracting and sorting, and with duplicates that had started appearing on my computer from working from my OneDrive versus now my C drive on the Windows computer. Excuse me. So, um, what I took away from it is do the downloads, made sure I had enough space beforehand so we wouldn't bump into the space errors. Then I cleaned the C drive. I emptied recycle bins. I requested the takeout. And I'm supposed to tell chat clean when ready for the next step. And I told it I've requested the takeout. These are the folders that I made. I asked chat if it had any suggestions for me, liked the structure, gave me some adjustments for inside takeout, raw and extracted, and corrected that I had an excess space in what I had told it. And so the zips go in raw zips, the extracted go in extracted, the output goes in sorted and all. And this underscore star, the star means and what else could be. Nothing else is needed. This is clean, scalable, and automatable. And so when I'm ready, it tells me ready with takeout. We will then run a single automated pipeline, no data losses. We had a data loss problem before. We're not going to have that because we've been working together for 3 days. In the process, I've been learning how to talk to ChatGPT. You're talking to a computer, it takes things literally. There are many things that we don't communicate, and we also don't necessarily understand how this data system is interpreting because it is an enormous brain with so much content and varieties of logic attached. Um, so the pipeline that will come next will move files into the correct folders, auto rename duplicates as underscore one, underscore two, etc. It will never overwrite files. We had a problem with that, and it will not occur any data loss. So this is an example of what the duplicates will look like. Also, we can optionally detect true duplicates, same contents later, remove them separately as a separate step. Okay, so I'm going to say, so this, and then I'm going to quote chat to itself so that it has a memory that I've already said this is something that I want to have happen. And good, that's the right order. Plan, locked in, good. Sort plus rename duplicates, safe, verify everything, then detect two duplicates by content. Optional, remove or archive them. Important, we do not delete anything until steps 3 and 4. When ready, so ready with takeout. So I now can close that window. I have downloaded everything. I still have that for 5 more days as needed. This is still early hours. Um, I want to ask chat one last question. So the the takeout downloads are in progress. They will require hours. I want to go to bed, but I want to ensure they continue downloading without the computer sleeping so I can start when I want tomorrow. What can I do? And obviously, you just put your computer not to go to sleep, but there are instances where your computer does go to sleep. And I just want to keep this going. Do this, Windows. Press Start, Power and Sleep Settings. Set screen never, sleep never. Plug in charger. Run this in PowerShell to prevent sleep temporarily. Sleep. That's it. Sleep downloads will continue. Um, I'm curious, is it possible to run a command in PowerShell where the computer does go to sleep after all Google downloads are complete? Just curious. It's not necessary, but there's so much more. Okay, not reliably with a simple command. Browsers don't expose a clean downloads finish trigger to PowerShell. Simple, safe approach. Set sleep manual. Tomorrow, change it back. Huh. I like this option. Sleep waits 8 hours, then restores to 30 minutes. Let's see, how long? 5 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. That 8 hour time window seems like it would be enough. I like the idea of it. It uses less electricity. I'm still going to need the laptop plugged into the charger, but at least so start type PowerShell. Starts. Pink. Start PowerShell. I'll copy, paste, enter, and now the computer will go back to normal sleep time in 8 hours. I'll still be in my morning workout and stuff at that point, but okay, and also set sleep to never in settings. So let's type sleep in here. Additionally, just to try to save some energy. Why it can throttle downloads. Oh, okay, fuck. Let's see, where was that? Good to know. Energy saver. Soft. Okay. Um, Sleep never energy saver off plugged in. PowerShell delay running. Okay. And turning screen brightness down all the way. It's good to know what things you can and can't do that save energy and also, okay. Okay. So that's it for now. Thank you for checking out my video. Good night.